Hello and welcome to Teacher Stories. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever thought that you probably are in the wrong place or you need to do more than what you're doing at the moment, not minding your profession? Have you also felt like you need to change professions? What you're doing is not bringing in as much as you expect. Have you spoken to anyone concerning how you feel about your job? Some people make people who are very far from them mentors, people that they read about in books as their mentor. But I think that a mentor should be one you can always reach out to, especially when you feel stuck, like I asked before. So, in a bid to make sense of the education profession, because in my own story, I never wanted to be a teacher. So, in a bid to make sense of what I was doing, I ran into LinkedIn for teachers and I met our guest this evening. And she stood in the place of a mentor. Before I knew it, I became a mentor myself under her leadership and training. I must add that I can do what I do now because she threatened me. And she said, is either you do this webinar again with me or you are going to do it with five other members of LinkedIn for teachers. If you were me, what would you do? Choose to do one webinar with her and rest, or do five other webinars which I wasn't ready for. My name is Ibire Brown, and I am your host on Teacher Stories. And with me, as usual, is my very helpful, very supportive Miss Adekwa Jumeri. Welcome, Miss Mary.
Welcome, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Miss Mary, do you remember that webinar we had? That was LinkedIn for Teachers Challenge 9.0. 9.0, 10.0, 9.0,
Yes,
thereabout. You
yes,
remember?
I
You were my
did.
very
Very,
first, you were my very first partner. Like you were my very
yes,
first webinar. Yes, you remember, yeah. Was that your first
very
webinar
well.
too? Was that your first webinar too?
No,
That
no,
wasn't your
that
first
wasn't my
webinar.
first
Okay.
webinar. Yes.
Okay, but that was my first webinar. And interestingly, after that webinar, do you know what I think I told you what Miss Rahina said to me. Did I? Did I tell you what she said to me? I didn't tell you. Oh, I can't be losing you now, Miss
I
Mary.
can't even.
You can remember. Okay, she said that I kept my face like I wanted the webinar to just end, like the ground should open
Okay,
and
yeah, I
swallow me
remember.
up.
I
Hey,
remember.
I know. I told you. I
You
told
shared
you.
with me. You shared
Yes,
with
I
me after
told
the
you.
webinar.
I said, Miss Ryan, I said, my face looked like I needed the ground to open up and swallow me so that everything would just end fast, 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 fast. And then she threatened me. She said, you know what? You are going to do another webinar with me, or you are going to do webinars with five other people.
With five
And
different,
yeah,
yeah.
five different members of LinkedIn for teachers. And it was my first time. I cried,
Mm-hmm.
I begged, and she she won't have it. She just doesn't take no for an answer. Okay,
Yeah.
we will get to that discussion later on. Let us meet our guest. Her name is Rahina Kogi Eweliku. Miss Rahina Kogi Eweliku is a passionate educational consultant, teacher trainer, and mentor with over a decade and a half of classroom and leadership experience. As the founder of Shorebase, she supports students through academic tutoring for Cambridge, checkpoint exams, and specializes in helping children rather who struggle with learning. Her mission is to transform the teaching profession across Africa through mentorship, digital innovation, and purposeful leadership. She holds an executive master's certificate in multilateral diplomacy and international organizations from the African School of Diplomacy and International Relations, and as a distinguished fellow of the International Institute of Experts on Political Economy and Administration. Rahina was honored by Connect Her Network Foundation with an award of Champion of Academic Excellence in recognition of her outstanding contribution to women's empowerment and gender equality. Rahina hosts the Professional Teacher Mentorship, a transformative initiative focused on supporting new, struggling, and transitioning educators in the areas of professional development, edtech, and financial literacy. She also leads a Laudable Lady, a Christian mentorship platform that nurtures and empowers women from diverse professional backgrounds to lead with faith and purpose. Rahina is a certified CRCN and TESOL educator, a continuous learner, and an advocate for UN SDGs 4 and 10 and the AU Agenda 2063 vision of the Africa we want, widely known as the Mom's Teacher. She also hosts webinars, training sections, and networking platforms like the Professional Teacher in the 21st Century. And of course, LinkedIn for Teachers to amplify teacher voices and visibility across Africa and beyond. Everybody, welcome Ms. Rahina. Hello, Ms. Rahina. Hello, Ms. Rahina. Ms. Mary,
Sorry,
can
a
you hear
call
me?
was coming in. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much.
Good
I was
evening.
wondering why the network was not working yesterday.
Uh, Miss Mary, are you there? Is the glitch on my end or your end or her end? Where's the glitch coming from? Hello, Miss Mary. Hello, can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so the glitch is from Miss Rahina's end then. Okay, so while she tries to get her network up and running, Miss Mary, I wanted us to do a game. Miss Rahina once said,
Okay. All right. That's
I
fine.
don't want
That's
her to
cool.
miss. I really want
I
her to
think
miss
okay.
this.
She's back. No problem.
Yes, yes. I want us to do. Miss Rahina once said, Miss Rahina, aha, I don't want you to miss it, but we are going to see that to the end of the show. So, welcome back. I do hope you don't get any glitches. No glitches, please. MCN and Glow,
Sorry.
respect
No.
yourselves.
A call was coming in. That's why. Sorry. I'm sorry for about that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so you know how we do it on teacher stories. After I've read the profile, we get to hear how you started. But before you do that, my first question to you is what do you think education is actually for?
What it's for? Am I getting you right? What do I think education is for?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
You are.
Education is for the child as much as for the teacher.
Okay.
Education is for tomorrow. Education is for the future. We need to understand how to make the future better. And if we do not get educated, how can we get there? How will we reach there? Okay. So I believe that's what education is for. That is in the smallest sense of the word. It can be broad, I can go on and on, but the minimal part of it, simply put, education is for the teacher as well as for the students. And it is for our tomorrow, for us to know how to lead into our tomorrow.
Okay. So share with us how you started as an educator.
I started teaching because I needed a job. And I had I okay, let's backtrack. from childhood, I had well, when we are playing mother, father, and all of that. Somehow, I was always the teacher.
Okay.
Somehow, I don't know why. And then, according to my mom, at one time, and one of my aunties, that they caught me teaching the chickens in the chicken coop.
You were talking to
No,
the chicken.
yes, the chickens. I was teaching them, and but I grew up in the church basically, and as a teenager, when I left the children department, I always went back to teach the children how to dance. And yes, I'm a dancer. I used to be a dancer. I'm not a dancer anymore. I used to be one. So I used to go and teach the children how to choreograph and all of that, but not
Mm-hmm.
in that is just outside the formal setting. So when I
Mm-hmm.
finished university, waiting for NYSC, somebody said, instead of just okay, I said I needed a job and didn't want to stay at home. So it was like, okay, go get a job. Go to this so and so school. You studied French. Go teach. I hated it. I taught for about 2 months, 3 months before NYSC, and I hated every minute of it. The only time I loved it was when I saw the children in the market and they're like, Auntie, Auntie, showing their mom, this is my teacher in school. That's the only part I liked. Every other thing I really didn't like about it. Okay. And then after when I learned that it was time, call up was out. I resigned immediately. I didn't wait for the next day. I resigned immediately. Went to school and went to NYSC. Then I told my then boyfriend, if I finish NYSC, I'm going back to Port Harcourt. I was in Abuja. I'm going back to Port Harcourt. And he said, instead of going back, he knows one of his friends told him about a particular school. He said, this school, let me try. And I went there, and the owner of the school, Mrs. Ume, took a liking to me. She gave me a tough interview in which I lied. I lied because the question she asked me was, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And I said, in the next 10 years, I'm going to be an educational consultant and an international teacher. And she smiled. And it was all a lie because I knew I was leaving education. Come on, I knew I was leaving. And I actively sought for jobs. 3 years after I started working, that was when I realized that, look, this is where you're meant to be. By then, I'd gotten some skills already. I've gotten the hang of what teaching should be like because I was seeing teaching the other way. So I didn't really understand that the normal, traditional Nigerian way, which is what made me hate teaching. But coming to this school, it was a Nigerian British school, but British with British standard. And I was mentored. I understood, yes, this is how teaching should be. This is what it should be. I fell in love, and they say the rest, as they say, is history.
It's true. Yeah. Okay, so would you say that your lie is now turned to your truth? It's no longer a lie?
Yes, because in less than 10 years, I became in less than 10 years after that time, I became a consultant, and I didn't even realize it. It took me one day. I always sit back to recall. I like sitting back to recall my yesterdays. And then I went back to that interview. There was a book I wrote. I wrote in it. I had a diary. So I wrote in the diary, this is what I said. I went to that diary and I saw it. I said, no way, no way.
Uh,
I became the consultant that I lied
yes.
about. And then so I actively said, since this is it, now the next step is becoming an international person.
Yeah.
And I then purposely worked towards it. And then when the
Mm.
opportunity came, I stopped being in a regular school and then took up consulting permanently.
But I think that that's what education does to you, though. You know, it has a way of pulling you in, right? That's how
Yeah.
I feel because in your story, your beginning is similar to mine. I didn't want to have anything to do with teaching, but each time I think about leaving it, something will happen to pull me back in, right? Something will make me think of, look, you actually like doing, or you are good at doing this thing, right? You are good at, helping these kids understand this concept because, I call myself a talkative. I call myself a talkative. That's the reason why I got the name Assistant Monitoring Spirit on the LinkedIn for Teachers platform. I'm there talking, I'm asking people, you have not done your tax and all that. So I think that education has a way of pulling people in, especially if you actually get to the point where you say to yourself, I can be good at this thing, I can be better at this thing.
Yeah.
So when you
Hmm.
now look at it and say, okay, there are a lot of factors that are trying to change my mind about this profession, something else pulls you in. Okay, so I'm going to
Hmm.
share this. I think that was after the Indian section, and I got a call from someone I haven't spoken to in a long while, and she was like, you didn't even study education, see the things that you can do. She's talking to me now, and she's like, how did you get to this point? And this is somebody who is still in the I'm at the verge of throwing in the towel on education. And Miss Rahina, you already know that story. So, and I'm like, what's again, do I need to start advising teachers on what to do? I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to leave. So I feel that education has this thing, especially when you're giving your all, you're giving your heart to it. So it will pull you back. Something about the children you teach, something about making impact, always
True.
drags you back in. So
Yeah.
my next question, and then Miss Mary asks has, listening to your story, how has being a teacher impacted on you personally and on the lives of the people around you?
That sounds like a question I asked some the ladies in my laudable ladies some few weeks back.
Okay.
Okay, so how has it impacted me? It has made me grow. Okay, it has made me become me. I am kind of like a restless spirit. I just have to do something. I get bored not doing something. Don't get me wrong. I like to rest. I like to sleep. I like to do nothing sometimes. But you see, when I'm not doing nothing, I'm actually doing something up here. There are things up here. Okay. So, and I see myself being more than one thing. I see myself being more than just me. And I don't think if I was a doctor, I would have been the me of today. I don't think if I was a lawyer, I would have been the me today. Maybe a different version, of course, but the me of today is as a result of me being a teacher, understanding how to speak to people, how to get to people, how to give proper solution to people, even when they have given up, they've given up, they don't know what to do. Somehow, I am able to ask them questions for them to think and bring out something. So education has changed me. It has made me
Mm.
blossom, become who I am more than what a lot of people ever believed. I go to places and even I'm somewhere. I told you I came somewhere today,
Yeah.
and it's a little small gathering. It's a gathering, somebody's birthday, and somebody that got married. I hadn't seen her in a while since she got married. She introduced me to her husband and say, "This is a here what they call me. This is Mommy Z. This is my own Mommy Z, the international teacher, the teachers of teachers." She was just talking I'm like, calm down, babe. Just tone it down. It is just me. She said, it is not just you, but this is what teaching has given to me. These abilities that teaching has given to me. Being able to understand the pedagogy behind teaching, the psychology of teaching, the philosophy of teaching. I'm able to implement these things into my everyday life, into my interaction with everybody. So yeah, teaching has being an educator is just, I think, God chosen for me. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Mary, over to you.
All
I'm
right.
saving some of
Thank
my
you very much.
I'm saving some of my questions for the last part.
It's fine. No problem. Ma. All right. Thank you, Mrs. Rahina. Now, from your profile, after more than 10 decades in the classroom, what is one classroom experience that has stayed with you and has changed the way you teach?
I can't say there's one.
Okay.
There are several, so many, but I would just pick from out of all of them. I'll pick one, the one that happened of recent. So on my birthday was in June. A former parent sent me a message. Oh, she wants to give me a birthday present, and she forgot to tell me all the while, but she thinks this is a perfect time to give me the present. I said, okay, what's it? And she sent me a link, Instagram link, two Instagram links, and I went there, and her son was in his school top five for jam and top 10 SAT scores.
Wow.
And I came back calling her. I was screaming. How? I called her. And then she said, oh, he's right here. I heard the boy's voice and I busted out crying. And now you may be wondering what's so special about this child. This child came to my class in year one from another school. And that school did giving all negative reports. All negative reports. Now, this boy, you need to understand him. He is hyper. He cannot sit in one place for 2 seconds, literally. He needs constant vigilance. He's not interested in school. And this lady came to our school and he was in my class. He came to my class, he couldn't read. Where every other person could read, he couldn't read. He couldn't sound. But before the end of year one, he was not just sounding, he was reading and making his own sentences, writing short stories. Fast forward years later, I was moved to year four. We went together to year two for a while. I went on maternity leave. And then when I came back, I was in year four. The mom came one day towards the end of year three. I saw in the corridor, she was about leaving. Oh, good morning, good evening. And I was trying to, I said, you're not looking happy. She said, yes. In fact, she's just about to pull out the boy from our school. I said, no, what's the matter? The boy is not enjoying school. The teacher doesn't like him, blah, blah, blah. So many things. I said, calm down. Don't take him out of the school. He'll be fine. He's leaving her class coming to year four. She said the only way he can, she will leave him in the school if he comes to my
Bring
class
your
in year four.
notes. Okay.
And I told her, I can't promise that, but I will put it to the management, whatever they decide. So I spoke with them and I told them reasons I gave, because I also had to speak with the class teacher. In fact, we had a meeting. And she said the boy, just like I said, hyper. She just be told, look, teacher, and this 1 second. Where is this child? Where is this child? Guess where he is? Under the table. He could be anywhere. Very mischievous boy. And they said no problem. The next session he was in my class. The same child that was not performing well in year three did marvelously in my class. When he was going to year five, that when I left the school, but I followed up. I kept speaking to her, encouraging her. And then he got admitted into Corona in Lagos. If those that know, you know how hectic it is to get into that
I
school.
agree.
But he got in.
School. Yeah.
By year two, he was a junior captain or something like that. He was doing very well in football team. This is the boy, the same boy that everybody had given up hope on, um, thriving, doing fantastic, and graduated with very good results, and as a captain, as a prefect in the school. This is just one of the closest. I have so many like that. Being able to hold a child and the parents, to tell the parents, don't worry, everything will be fine. And that parents believing you and trusting you, I think it is golden. It's something I
Yeah.
don't take for granted. And this is something that keeps me moving, keeps me going. When I'm tired, all of a sudden, a parent sends a message. This your child had just graduated university with this score. Another child of recent this year called me, came to my class year 4 with no English. No, we're doing sign language.
Hmm.
Guess what? She's an English teacher in the UK. She sent me a message that it is because of me. These are the golden moments, the golden things that has kept me in if I begin to speak, there's so many like that, so many. I can't just say there is just one particular moment. There is not just one particular. It's a combination of a lot of things, really.
Okay, thank you very much for that. But I would like to ask, what is that strategy? The strategy you used? Yes, if you don't mind, you can share.
My strategy is simple: understanding that these people are human. That's all. Understanding that they have weaknesses just like I do. Being able to put myself in their shoes. If I were the one, how would I want this teacher to treat me? That's simple. If I were the one, how would I want a teacher to speak to me as a parent? And that's the honestly, that's just all I do. Nothing extra, nothing special. It's just looking and say, how would I want to be spoken to? That's all.
So you try to put yourself
Thank
in
you.
their shoes.
Yes.
That's great. Okay, so now, how do you now balance covering the curriculum and then with making sure that learners actually understand what you're teaching? Imagine if you have two or three learners like that in the class. How do you try to cover the curriculum? And you understand that it's not about covering the curriculum or doing everything, but how do you try to achieve that?
I have had 5 learners like that in my class at one time. And I do not focus on the curriculum. I focus
Okay.
on each child. Every child has strengths, every child has weaknesses. I focus on their strengths and their weaknesses and balance it out. Pair if need be. Now, there are some children that all you need to do is say. Once you just talk, they are there. So for those ones, I pair them with some people that they can help. I'll just tell Miss Mary, you need to help Miss Ibere in her spellings.
Okay.
Then, Miss Ibere, I noticed that you're very good with your numbers. While Miss Mary is helping with your spellings, help Miss Mary with her multiplication. Let me see who is the best teacher between both of you. And that's all. Let me see who will learn better between both of you. That's all. Then I focus on how do I work on, I don't look at the termly scheme. I look at the yearly scheme for the entire year to look at which topic can I get away with teaching it in one lesson. Which lesson can I look at and say, this lesson I've been given 2 weeks to teach it, but I need at least 4 weeks to teach. Do you understand? So I look at the entire year, look at what to skim over, what to be firm on. I don't know how to use what the English. I can't think of the English. What to concentrate on, what to gloss over. You understand? So that every child, I do not aim to get 1,000% from every child, but I aim that at the end of the day, each child will be able to say, this thing, I know nouns. This is what nouns is. I learned it when I was in Miss Rahina's class, when I was in year one,
Okay.
for each child. And it works always. Thank you.
Miss Mary, are you still here? I think she has a glitch. Miss Mary, are you here?
Sorry, again, it's possible. I'm here.
Okay. Okay, so Ms. Rahina, you had to take your time to learn your students. That's you being an intentional teacher. You know, they use
Teacher.
intentionality for parents now, being intentional parents. So, but from your story, we've heard that we can just conclude that you are an intentional teacher.
Teacher.
It brings to mind, like when you were talking, I had to play some scenario in my head. um and I want to ask, I think that there is a gap either between training teachers and training the administration, where you have the lady in the front or at the front desk. Okay, so you said the exact same words I said in my kids school. I think sometime last year they had a meeting with the parents of students who were going to be in SS3, this section that just passed. And a parent stood up and complained that her child had forgotten her food at home. And then she came to the admin and asked, please, can I call my mom? I forgot my food. And the admin wouldn't let her call the mom. The girl was even crying, and she, according to the mom, the admin or the lady in front, shunned her, asked her to go back to her class, which means that the girl stayed the whole day without food. And the
Wow.
mom was like, how much was the call, or how much would the call cost? So I stood up and I said, I think that every member of staff in this school needs to be trained. And I could say that because I had done a training for a set of people on empathy as a teacher, right? So, but we are looking only at the teachers. What about the people that the students run to that are part of the school? Do they
Mhm.
also need to be trained? And I told them, you put yourself in that child's shoes. All she was asking for was a call to the
Just
mom,
one call.
just one call, that she forgot her food, and you didn't make any provisions for
That's
the
bad.
child's food. That's inhumane, if you ask me. So,
Yeah.
but they are looking at teachers and they are saying teachers should be trained, teachers should be empathetic. Teachers, is it? What about? I'm coming to you as a consultant now. What about the other member of staff of the school? What do you think should do? They also need some form of training, or they should just employ any Tom, Dick, and Harry to stand in front of the
Even
decks?
even the gate man needs to be trained.
Okay.
The gate
Okay.
man needs to be trained. The cleaners need to be trained. As long as you're within the school, as a matter of fact, even the parents need to be trained. As a matter of fact, even parents need to be trained. I've had opportunity where I've had to train parents within
Mm-hmm.
schools to tell them this is where I like to say I bridge the gap between parents and teachers, bringing it as for parents to understand their limits, how far they need they should go and stop, where the teacher also comes and meets them. Because at the end of the day, we should create a bridge for these children so that they can run from the parents to the teachers without being stuck anywhere. So everybody every stakeholder that has to be within the school needs training, from all member of staff to the parents themselves. They need training.
Okay. All right, everyone, welcome to the show. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please subscribe to Teacher Stories so that we can keep the show going. Although I have one last question at the end, whether this show should continue or not. For people who read my post on LinkedIn, Miss Rahina threatened me. She asked me to do 12 episodes and then bring her on the show. But I did 19 or I did 18, and she's the 19th guest. Did I do well or did I not do well? So I want to
You
know if I
did
should.
well.
You do exceptional.
Okay, welcome everyone. Please drop your questions. So we have a comment. That's from Miss Joyce Samuel. Welcome, ma'am. It's good to always have you here. She's one of my biggest supporters on Teacher Story. So she says so much resonates with me. Evergreen strategy is one of her strategies, connecting and empathizing with learners. It is special. And she says special low. Number two, pair tutoring, pair bundle bodies. Okay, so pair the students. This your other strategy. You pair them up, and this also worked for me, but it worked for me in the university. I was doing a pre-program, and we used to come in groups and form study groups, and it helped me to pass that particular program. Okay, so pair your students. Every child matters. Well done, Miss Rahina. Thank you, Miss Joyce, for your
Thank
comment.
you,
We really
man.
do
Thank you, Miss Joy.
appreciate it. Okay, so when we started, I asked questions like if people have ever felt stuck or if they felt like they're in the wrong place. Now, what's your assessment, ma, of teachers' attitude toward education now? Are educators still driven by passion, or they are just surviving day by day? Do we still have passionate educators, or they are just surviving? People who are just looking for jobs, and they think that teaching should be the first place they should go to, or we still have
Hmm.
passionate educators?
We have those that were like me. We're just looking
Mm-hmm.
for something to do. Let's not be called lazy. Then we have those that are looking for jobs for survival because you need to earn a means.
Okay.
Then we have those that have seen education as a gold mine and they are cashing out.
How do you mean a
Then we
good
have,
mine? How come I've not seen the mine yet?
well, I don't know where you're digging your own because we need to have asked the same question. There are some teachers I've heard
Oh,
that are making millions a month through online tutoring.
Oh, okay.
And I know one lady said she came in, she wouldn't have become a teacher, but when she heard about online tutoring, she decided to become a teacher, and that's all she wants to do. And I asked her a simple question: are you indeed a teacher?
A teacher.
She said yes. I said, listen to my question and the way I said it. Are you indeed a teacher?
a teacher.
Well, that was 3 weeks ago, and she's yet to reply me. Now,
Let's
that
say it. Let's say how they say this. They say it now. It choked. The question choked her.
A joke. Oh, the thought-provoking question.
then there are teachers that have the option of doing something else. They have the option of at least I've on my webinars I've brought a lawyer that studied law not in Nigeria and abroad, came back, practiced for a year, and left it to become a teacher. Left it, got her PGDE, got went ahead to do masters because all she wants to do is teach. This is somebody that has the means and every other thing to become a lawyer and everything, which she said she thought she wanted to be a lawyer, but she just wants to teach. Anything that has to do with teaching, she wants to be there. There are those. Then there are those that do not have the option, but they have fallen in love with the profession, and this is just them. They live and breathe the profession. I think I've named about 4, 5 categories right now of teachers. 5 different categories.
Yes.
So there you have it. So one, we definitely, okay, no, there's one more category.
Yeah.
There are still teachers loving what they're doing or really good at what they're doing, but want to run away.
Example.
I mean no names. I
E.g.
name no names.
You just
So
say it,
the
they
thing
know
is,
it.
the thing is, every teacher in the world falls in either one of these categories.
Yeah.
Every teacher. You must find yourself inside one of them. So yeah, I
Okay,
hope
so
I've
Miss
answered
Mary,
it.
which one? Yes, Miss Mary, which one are you? Are you trying to run away? Is my group she called last to my group, the ones that want to run away. They love what they are doing, but we are running, trying to run away. I agree, it's me. I named
I
myself.
was
If you
not
don't
forced
want to
into
name
it.
it, I named myself. Oh, so many teachers are on that table. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Miss Ronke, thank you for joining us. I think the table is the last table that she mentioned. Yes, okay. She has added trying to run away.
Trying to run away.
So I'm not the only one who is trying to run away. So we have another comment from Mr. Ramesh. Mr. Ramesh was our Indian participant or who guest on Teacher Story. He said, "Keep on." Okay, I think he's talking about when I said I wanted to stop. Keep on. Awarded for excellence, united for innovation, committed to transformation. Okay, I'm committed, but I want to run away. Miss Mary, let's have a question from you. One question, please. And I ask the next one.
All right. Thank you very much so far, Mrs. Rahina. Okay, so my question is, we see teachers label students. I've experienced this. Um, Presently, I'm taking a
Yeah.
child, and then when I started taking her, that was last year, if I'm not mistaken. So this child could not read, and she's already going to year two. She could not blend two, three letter sound. So when I started taking her, she kept telling me, Miss Mary, I cannot read. Miss Mary, my teacher said I cannot do this. My teacher said I cannot. I said, okay, no problem. I told her, I said, Ma, I don't want to hear the word I cannot in this house. What did I say? I don't want to hear the word I cannot. I don't have that in my dictionary. So I started telling her, okay, you can. I started giving her affirmative words. I can, you can. I'm capable of doing big things. I'm capable of doing great things. So I introduced the normal sound to her. That's the jollyphonic sound. And then we started from the first level, the smile, the satives and all of that. So we finished that. And then we went ahead to blend it 2 letter sound, 3 letter sound. So each time she wanna blend 2 letter sound, she would say, Miss Mary, I can. I said, do it, you can. Make mistake. That is why I'm here to correct you. That is why I'm here to teach you. And before you know it, I gave the parents my words. I said, don't worry, she will read. I'm not trying to perform magic or anything, but I believe in her that she will read, she will blend sound, and she will make you proud. This taught them that just finished, and then the mother reached out to me and was so happy. No, she's not just reading 2, 3 letter sound now. In fact, blending 4, 5, 6 letter sound. And now I ask myself, why do teachers label students? I know learners they can be so wonderful. Let me use that word.
Mhm.
Like you are lazy, you are stubborn, you are not serious, you don't know how to do this. What do you think teachers might be missing when they give learners these labels?
I had few years back. I had similar situation. A child wrote an entrance exam to a particular secondary school here in Abuja, the Regent Secondary School. Anybody that's in Abuja knows. And now to come into that school is almost as tough as getting to. It's in fact as tough as going to any other secondary school. Their entrance exams. She wrote the exam and failed, but she did relatively well in her English and was asked to do a receipt. And that's how the mom reached out to me. Somebody referred me. And she had only 3 weeks to prepare. The mother said, well, she's just trying. She doesn't even know she should. Because the girl's teacher from school, she was in year 6, had already said she doesn't know math. She will never know math. So the girl should, in fact,
Why?
and it's affecting her other subjects. So the mother should make the girl repeat year 6. When she told the man she was going to write regent exam, he said no, she shouldn't. She was going to fail. So this woman reached out to me, and I had just 3 weeks to prepare this girl. And I sat with her. I asked her what's the problem with math. You could see she was not interested. What I did was to bring in fun into math. We used colored pencils, we used felt pens. We did a lot. And within 2 weeks, she told the mother she never knew math could be so fun. This girl wrote that exam within 3 weeks and had 79%. I still remember the score. A child that had 20 something percent had a receipt, not the same questions, and had 79%. The woman called me and was crying. She would have listened to this teacher and made this child repeat her class and made this child not perform. And this girl would have had that at the back of her mind. I am no good. Teachers that put labels on children, I believe, are not professional teachers. They are among those that are there just to make money, just to make ends meet. They are miserable. Because if you understood a child, you would not go out to look at a child. You are dunce, you are a dunce. You don't know anything. You cannot pass. You cannot read. You will never be able to. After everything, you are still there. You cannot, you will not. Come on, even as an adult, how would you feel if somebody calls you those names, told you those things? How much more a child? And this is why children come out from nursery school hating math. Because a teacher somewhere has said, you cannot count. No matter what I do, she cannot count. And the child puts in her head, I cannot count. Simple addition, she's not able to do it. The child puts in her head, I'm not able to do it. You are not smart. The child puts in her head, she is not smart. So I believe any teacher that does that doesn't have the passion for this career and it's just passing time. But just to say, if you didn't even, maybe you have a passion, but you don't know, for those that are listening, you don't know that this is wrong, please change from now. This is a new session coming on. Be different. Even if you are just passing time, even if you are miserable, be different. Try to say positive words, and you will see the children will transform right before your eyes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so Miss Joyce says, story of her life. Okay, she doesn't know maths. I remember my maths teachers giving me some sharp knocks and telling me I don't know anything. Wow.
Oh no, oh no.
Wow, wow, wow. I don't think anyone gave me a knock for not knowing anything. I just knew I didn't know maths. So I sat at the back. Nobody should knock my head, please. I just don't know it. Don't kill me. Don't kill a child for not knowing something. Besides, the way we teach now is quite different from the way we're learning. You know, we had a
No,
guest here.
don't say the way we teach now. This way some of us teach now.
Okay, no, okay. So we teach is a general statement. Sorry about that. Okay, the way some of us teach now is quite better than how we were learning before. We had a guest here who was singing. She sings to her
Yeah.
students, and then we had someone in the comment section says her child hasn't forgotten that other teacher because she used songs to teach. Nobody sang to me. If they had sang a song or two in my primary days, I probably would have learned
Maybe.
maths. So why knock my head? Don't knock my head. I don't know it. I don't know it. And then, of course, I don't know maths. Nobody should keep me. I know biology. I'm trying with biology.
Ah,
So Ms. Joy says a teacher indeed knows it. Yes, lives and breathes the profession. Okay, it shows in everything they do. They don't have to be in formal classrooms to express their passion. I think this is from the part where you had mentioned the lady who just decided to jump on online tutoring without even, because she heard that they are making millions. The person who is making millions started
true,
somewhere.
Yes.
Yes,
true,
started with very
true,
little. So they need to do their
mhm,
research before they jump on the market. Now the online
true.
tutoring is choked with a lot of very good and not very good teachers.
Teachers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I agree with Miss Rahina. Um, that teachers who call learners names aren't professionals, obviously. Okay, so this brings
At
to
all.
mind, I saw a video recently, some days ago. The teacher slapped the child. I don't know if anybody else saw that. It was posted on one of our teachers group. And I think they are Asians, they are not Nigerians. So the child didn't get the question she had asked, and she slapped him and stripped him naked, took off his clothes just because he didn't get the. And then the boy passed out. So I think they took the matter to the courts. Eventually, the teacher was arrested, but of course, there would have been back and forth of maybe the child didn't eat. I think there was something about the child not eating at home and coming to school. I don't know how I feel about these things. And it's not like you are slapping a secondary school child who can take the slap and still stand. This is what do you call it, Mary? Early Nella. That's what you
Early
call
years.
primary. Early years, yes, early years. The younger ones
Why do you
got a
have to
slap.
spank them? Like,
There have been several, and I think that we need to purge the system. It's just because
Yeah.
we look down on our profession. They look down
Yeah.
on our profession. We are not being paid well. If we were being paid well, then teachers will be scrutinized before they are employed as
yes.
teachers. Like we had said earlier today, put yourself in that child's shoes. How would I want my teacher to treat me? I don't understand something, so I should be slapped for not understanding it.
I don't
Is
understand it.
well done, ma'am. I'm one of Eaton's class. Oh, okay, so my son got his pairs to come on the show and watch his mom. Thanks, guys. Okay, so we're going to do. Miss Rahina
That's
once said,
beautiful.
"Yes, thank you. I have supporters, my family. That's what education has done to me. It has impacted all my kids and myself. So well done, oh, Miss Rahina and co. If you don't want me to leave this work, it's okay.
That,
Okay. So let's talk about visibility now. Why do so many teachers stay invisible, especially brilliant ones? And why should a teacher care about building a professional brand outside the four walls of the classroom? Now, this is like saying everyone should go into business. That's how I'm looking at it. Should everyone go into business? Should every teacher be visible? And why do you think that the ones that are supposed to be visible aren't visible? Okay, ma'am.
okay. Every teacher is supposed to be visible. You are your
Okay.
brand. Now, you must not come out because I'm doing private tutoring. I'm being visible for private tutoring's sake, so that school can employ me. It must not be that. But like I always say, every teacher has a story. Now, for those people that think that teaching is so easy, if every teacher has been coming up on social media to say what they face every day, their wins, their failures, their tears, if every teacher came, there'll be fewer people trying to come into education. There'll be fewer
Okay.
people trying to trample down the educational system. Fewer people will look down on us. Fewer. That's the truth. I usually love holiday period, and I'm one of the first to quickly put up on social media, parents, how far?
Yes.
Because with your two kids at home, you can't, you're feeling choked. Then I have 25 of your children in my class for 3 months, and you still say, I don't know what I'm doing. And you still call me just the teacher? And you call me common teacher? Come on
Ordinary
now.
teacher.
Ordinary teacher. Come
Ordinary
on now.
teacher.
If
Mhm.
we put up our stories every time, as much as possible, what we face, what our triumphs, we will have more, a little bit more respect. That's what I believe. Now, many teachers also feel like their jobs don't count. What they are doing don't count because they are watching people that are medical doctor putting contents online, lawyers, people that are saying stories and everything, and they're using their data to watch comedians and laugh. They do not even know that they have something to put out there. Some teachers feel intimidated. Some teachers feel they are not doing so well. Some teachers feel their jobs is not worthy, is not tangible enough to be put up online. Some teachers feel a whole lot of some teachers also don't have the time. Yes, because I know of a teacher. I was scolding her actually. She goes to school from morning. By the time school closes at 4 o'clock, she picks up her bag, goes for physical lessons. After lessons, she goes back home. Now, this teacher is in Lagos, and you know our special Lagosian people that are always on the road. Uh-huh. She gets back home around 7. Yeah, I said it. Around 7, 8ish. And by 9, 10, she hops on online for online lessons, for online tutoring. She finishes about 12 midnight, 1 o'clock before she
Wow.
sleeps to wake up early again. And this is a woman that has a family. So tell me, what time will she have to be on social media to put out her story? She wouldn't have the time. The time is just simply not there. Then many teachers also don't know where to begin. They don't know how. What
To
and I tell
begin.
when I tell them go, they say, what would I say? How
Mm-hmm.
will I say it? I don't know what to write. I don't know what to say. And I'll look at them and smile. I say, go and write about me.
Typical Miss Rahina. Go and write about me.
And by the time I start telling them this, talk about those, oh yes, it's true. Then they now go online. Some of them come back to me. I've been there. I said I wanted to type several times, and I'm afraid. What are
Mm,
you afraid of? Would anybody like my what I write, what I wrote?
Ghost.
What if people come for me? What if those negative people come for me? They are so teachers are very insecure. Unfortunately, we are very insecure. We are we also we've looked down on ourselves before even others look down on us, and that's the pain. So the more I wish that every teacher, every single teacher will go
Can go
online each and
online.
every day and put today I had a fantastic day. My child that couldn't read was able to sound make 2 letter sounds today. Today I went to school, I greeted a parent and she pushed me. Today, a parent pushed me, I was trying to speak to her. She went ahead and went up to the administrator and lied about it. And admin believed her over me and I was sacked. Put it there. The good, the bad, and the ugly, put it
Ugly.
out there.
Yeah.
That's the only way that we will begin to sell respect for our our profession.
Mm.
That's what I believe anyway.
But I don't really think that we don't have the respect as such. It's just that they don't want to give it to us, right? They just decided not to give it to us. Bearing in mind
If
that
it's
there
not
were
given, if
teachers,
it's not
there were
given, then you don't have
yes,
it.
there were teachers before we came on board, right? So I think that's the new crop of teachers now. We are trying to change the narrative. So we can only do the best that we can, and we hope that, we can begin to see some changes in these things. I know there's a handle on Instagram, I can't remember the name. That guy posts everything that teachers go through, from just seizing the phones of students. And these kids are, I think, in the UK, and they will go all out spraying. The last video I watched, the girl sprayed pepper spray on the white teacher. And you know how he's going to react. It's supposed to be used for self-defense, and then she used it on her
Yes.
teacher just because he collected her phone. There's another video where the teacher collected the phone, and they fought. She fought with the students, and her clothes were almost going off her body. And these things are online. It's not like they are not online. We still don't get the respect,
Mhm.
even if everybody comes back on and put up everything that we are going through. So, but I think the responsibility rests in the hands of the school owners. Get to know the person you are, employing, and ask personal questions. How do you handle your temper? What temperaments are you of? What
Yes.
When you are angry, how do you react? And then when the report comes to you, how do you, what's it called now, handle such reports about teacher and student behavior? Otherwise, we are trying our best to show up. If you ask me, it can be overwhelming for me personally. Showing up on social media can be overwhelming. Okay, so Ms. Ronke says some teachers are not aware that some pupils have learning disabilities that are and they are not aware of. Yes. So it means that every teacher needs to be trained. Get to know your students. We had already said that, be an intentional teacher, know your students, know what they can take, and don't just slap or knock their heads, for not knowing a thing. There are lots of teachers who downgrade their students. Yes, I have a few of them. I've experienced it. You're all gems for me. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ramesh. Mr. Ramesh likes to teach. He loves education. He loves to teach and loves to study. Okay, Miss Mary, one last question. We're wrapping this up so that we can play our game.
All right. So, at what point does sharing your work online stop being showing off and become professionally visible?
I have never shown off. I have never shown off. I've always that was even before I even understood what visibility was. If you go through my Facebook page,
Yeah.
dating more than 10 years back now, you will see, and that's
Okay.
where the name the mom's teacher came up from, because I was always giving tips to moms, back to school tips, end of term tips, things like that. And then I just named myself the mom's teacher because I was teaching
Mm-hmm.
moms. You understand? So
Okay.
I was never about showing off. It was just about always, okay. I noticed that many parents did not understand what to do at the end of term. You're looking at position. This child, my child, you pass maths, or you pass English, didn't pass maths. What's why? And I was giving advice. It's at the end of term. You don't need to look at only the negatives. Look at the positives and praise, and then find out what went wrong with the negative. Okay, so these were just tips I was putting. Also, for me, it has never been about showing up, except those times where I take a picture of my classrooms, and after display, as in beginning of term, before children come in, after making looking displaying my
The
classroom, I
Decoration.
take a picture of
Yeah.
it and put it in on. I never called it decoration. I've
yeah.
always called it display, because every item
Okay.
had to do with learning. Every item.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I've always hated the word classroom decoration. I've
Classroom
always hated it,
decoration.
because if you put a decoration,
Yeah.
that means it's just there to make the class fine. No, for me, it's all about learning.
Learning, yeah.
So I've always put it like, so when I finish putting it by display, sometimes even the door, I take a picture and put it on Facebook. It's all there. The record is all there on Facebook. So for me, those are the times I showed off. Those are the showing off, making my class. But
That is still
when I
it's still work.
that I'm saying, that's the part of showing off. Oh, I've made this look beautiful. Come and see. That was just
Yeah.
it. But when I talk on social media, it was never about showing off. It was always about this is how it should be. It's always a teaching moment for me. For me, it's always been.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So if a young graduate, Nigerian graduate, told you they were considering teaching as a career, what would you tell them honestly?
I have I've had two of them, one
Your
last
honest
year,
opinion.
one the other year. One I'm saying I had two of them, one last year, one the other year that came in. I told them I'm happy they are choosing teaching. However, let them know that they won't get rich. I tell them they won't get rich. At least not immediately,
How?
but because you begin slow and steady. If you came
Steady.
into teaching to make your billions or your millions within
Okay.
2 years, scrape it up your head. It's not going to happen. Except
Hey, we are not going
God
to ever
by
make millions. Oh my God.
except no, I said new teachers, graduates. You just
New
come in and
teachers
you
coming.
want to immediately. No, except God has mercy. Except God has mercy. But if you're coming the regular way, it's a no. Think outside the box. Except you, apart from teaching, you are adding something else.
Something.
Then get ready to cry because you will cry. Parents will
Um,
upset you. Teachers,
Oh
your
no.
colleagues will upset you. Children will do things. And sometimes you are just normal. And then you get home, you fall on the bed. You are so tired, you can't move. You begin to cry. I
wow.
am usually honest with them because these are things that have happened to me. Get ready because there are times that you will get broke and you have to borrow money to go to school. You may get broke because your colleagues are selling something and you decide that is fine. You finish buying and then you realize at the end of the month, half of your salary
Nothing.
is going to pay for things that you've collected. You know, then I tell them get ready to learn because everything you've learned from university is nothing. Once you go into school, you realize
Totally
when you
different.
go into teaching, you realize that you actually didn't learn anything.
Talk.
You learn on the job. So I think
Yes.
these are the things I usually tell fresh graduates, and they're
So
usually
these things
scared.
have, yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
They're usually scared, but I tell them, don't worry, I made it. You will make it.
Yes.
So it has happened to you before. It has happened to you
Yes,
before. There are times when you actually cried because of the job. There are other times when you wanted to leave the job.
Many days, many nights, many nights, many nights, and I have for consistently for almost 18
Yeah,
years now. Almost every
yeah.
day, I've said I'm going to stop being a teacher.
See, it's not only
And here
me.
I am.
And you are doing like it was just only me that wants to leave the job. Eh? Thank you
But
for
here
being
I am.
honest.
But here I am. And I'm going to school tomorrow.
Okay, you've resumed. I'm still on holiday. Well done, ma'am. That's from
Thank you.
Devless Learning. I think that's a lifter. Okay, so if you're a lifter on the show, please type in Miss Rahina once said, this is our show, and this is how we are going to be wrapping this show up. For those of us who are lifters, if you have something that Miss Rahina once said, please type it in the comment section. So Miss Mary, your Miss Rahina once said is what?
Miss Raina once said, I will give you a heavy knock.
Where are my stickers? Okay. Miss Joy says you can't stop being a teacher because it's who you are, ma'am. Okay, Miss Rahina, don't stop being a
Exactly.
teacher. Oh, that's who you are. Thank you, Miss Joyce. Okay, Miss Rahina once said, "Why will I want to make it better when I have every opportunity to add to your work?" Miss Rahina can stress us for Africa. My God, if you tell her, ah, ma, please, she say, I want to add more work. I mean, not cute. Where are my stickers? And she has these very funny stickers. The one that has a cane behind her, she's waiting and she's knocking at the door. So if you imagine these stickers in your head, you say, you will see Miss Rahina in your dream if you don't do what she has asked you to do. Do you have another one, Miss Mary? Do you have another
Miss
Miss Rahina
Raina
one said?
once said, why has there not been any comments on your post?
Okay, Miss Rahina once said, I need a Miss Rahina. Imagine a mentor needing a mentor. Okay, people, thank you so,
Miss
so
Raina
much.
once
Oh,
said, Miss Raina once said, I think I'm disturbing myself. Having have to call you people, keep sending message, and nobody's ready. And we
We are tired of you, Miss Rahina. Are you not tired of us?
I'm tired of you. Okay, let me tell you what Miss Raina once said. Miss Raina once said, put your hands inside Gary, rub on your face, put palm oil on your lips, and your face will
And
shine.
I call on the camera. Imagine advice to come and do webinar. Put your hands inside Gary. Yes, I remember that one. And you not turn on the camera with Gary on your face and palm oil on your lips. The most important thing is see that webinar. You must do that webinar as
must
long
do
as Miss
it.
Rahina is involved. Okay, everyone. Thank you so so much for coming, Miss Rahina. What do we look forward to after this show? We've not had lift in a while, so I'm putting you on the spot right now. What are we looking forward to? You have said that some teachers do not know where to start from. I was one of those teachers. I didn't have any guide. I didn't know what to do with content. I didn't know what to put out. I have teacher stories here because you once said to me, I am more than a biology teacher. You kept saying, there's something about you. There's something about you. There's something you need to be doing. I'm not sure what it is. That's one of my Miss Rahina once said. I'm not sure what I can't place my hand on it, but I know that there's something you're supposed to be doing. And then when teacher stories actually came from you. It was one of our webinars in the challenge, one of the challenges that we had. I only remember Miss Mary, or not this Miss Mary, the other Miss Mary on that
Yes.
webinar. I've forgotten the other one. And I came to her and said, I like this topic. You think it's something I can be doing? And she says, yes, go ahead. This is yes. So that's your project, and she's poured me on. So what should we be expecting? Because you're not going to quit on us. You're not going to quit on Lyft. We do not want you to quit on Lyft because of people like me. So I'm putting you on the spot now. What should we expect?
All right. So lift was actually going to be closed, but so many lifters protested, and lift is coming soon, hopefully this September.
Okay.
I had to have rest. I had to take time off too much
Oh
cold,
no.
so
Okay.
I, I needed to breathe. I needed to rest. So that's why lift hadn't been released before. If not, it was by September, but at the latest October, a rebranded lift is coming out. Okay, and
Glory.
then everybody will be told how it's going to be, and I'm going to have people to work with me also. No, it's not going to be the regular lift. It's something a
Okay.
little bit different from what we know before. So if you're listening, a lifter that said, I know how late it is, I've done two lifts before. Mm, mm,
Well,
mm, mm.
Okay, so
Now
Miss
look
Joyce
at
is
you.
asking
LinkedIn
what is Lift. Lift is an acronym for LinkedIn for Teachers.
teachers.
Lift is LinkedIn for Teachers. That's our platform where Miss Rahina encourages us to be visible. So if you're interested in being part of the Lift community, you can contact me, Miss Joyce. You already have my contact. You have Miss Rahina's contact, and everyone else on the show that are watching now and watch later. If you are interested in joining us for our rebranded Lift, please do well to contact me on LinkedIn, on Facebook. It's the same name, and we will give you information about Lift. I can do this because I got engaged on Lyft. I didn't have any idea of what this was until Miss Rahina said I just had to do it. So thank you all so much for coming, Miss Rahina. God bless you for being the voice that you are, being my support, being my go-to coach and mentor. So can I stop
Thank
teacher stories now? Can I end
you.
it?
No,
Nope. Okay.
I am
She
coming
says
up again on the 30th edition.
it's okay. Yes, ma. That's it. From 19 to 20. You didn't even say 25th edition. You said 30th. It's okay.
That's
Okay.
Yes,
it.
I have
yeah.
witnesses. So 30th we see. Okay, everyone. Have a good night's rest. Thank you, Miss. Okay, okay. Hold on. Okay, so Miss Joy says she's definitely interested. Okay, ma'am, I'll give you details once we are ready. Thank you so, so much. Okay, Miss Mary, let's wrap this up.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much, ma'am. Thanks for coming.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Miss
much for
Thank you.
having
Igere,
me.
for the
I've really
opportunity to
Thank
co-host
you.
Teacher Story with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Rahina. Bye,
Thank you
everyone.
so much. Bye.
Bye.